I want to see Eubank, Ben, of course Tyson and Joshua. Otoma, I think he deserves to have a chance to be the youngest world heavyweight champion. And in the American market, I want to see Canelo Crawford. I want to see Garcia Haney, the rematch.
Yeah. Turki Alshik, the Saudi powerhouse with an unmatched influence in boxing, continues to make waves in the sport since stepping into the scene. Alshik has delivered unforgettable fights and stacked cards that have redefined what's possible in modern boxing. Now, his latest endeavor promises to be his most ambitious yet a blockbuster event, headlined by Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol and featuring a lineup so star-studded that it might be the greatest boxing card in history. Scheduled to take place in Riyadh next month, the card is set to include Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol, Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker, Zhilei Zhang versus Ajit Cabale, Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd Schofield, Virgil Ortiz versus Israel Madrimov, Joshua Buatsi versus Callum Smith, and Carlos Adams versus Hamza Shiraz. If this event comes together as planned, it will solidify Alshik's reputation as a transformative figure in boxing. But that's just the beginning of his vision for 2025. Turkey's wish list for the upcoming year includes 5 marquee fights that could ignite the imaginations of boxing fans worldwide: Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford, Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury, Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney, Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois, and Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn. While each of these matchups carries intrigue, the stakes and narratives behind them vary significantly. Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford represent 2 of the sport's finest talents. The prospect of these 2 champions meeting at super middleweight is electrifying. Dubbed by some as the World Awaits Part 2, this fight would test Crawford's sublime skills against Canelo's size, power, and relentless pressure. However, logistical and financial hurdles loom large. Crawford, a natural welterweight, would need to jump 2 weight classes, putting him at a significant disadvantage. Additionally, the financial demands of this fight could be staggering. For Alshik to make it happen, he might need to offer Canelo a record-breaking payday exceeding $100 million while ensuring Crawford receives a substantial share. Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. The long-anticipated showdown between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury remains a dream for British boxing fans. The fight would undoubtedly sell out Wembley Stadium and attract millions of viewers. However, critics argue that both heavyweights have seen better days. While the bout would be a spectacle, it may lack the competitive edge to captivate a global audience. Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney 2. The first encounter between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney ended in controversy when Garcia's win was overturned due to a failed drug test. A rematch would be a chance for Garcia to clear his name and for Haney to settle the score. Despite the controversy, this fight has massive commercial potential and could become one of the most talked about events of 2025. Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois 2. Before a rematch with Usyk can happen, Daniel Dubois must first overcome Joseph Parker in Riyadh. If he succeeds, a second clash with Usyk could be a compelling narrative. Dubois would seek redemption, while Usyk would aim to solidify his dominance as a heavyweight champion. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn, a domestic rivalry. The proposed bout between Eubank Jr. and Benn has divided opinions. While it has appeal for British audiences, it pales in comparison to the other fights on Alshik's list. Neither fighter has established themselves as a world-class contender, and the rivalry feels more like a grudge match than a legitimate world stage event. What sets Turki Alshik apart is his ability to turn ambitious visions into reality. His seemingly unlimited resources and deep connections within the sport make even the most improbable matchups possible. With a track record of delivering dream fights and unforgettable events, Turki has the potential to bring these 5 matchups to life. But will the fighters step up to the challenge? And which of these fights will capture the hearts and minds of fans the most? As boxing enters 2025, one thing is certain: Turki Alshik is determined to make it a year to remember. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment. Your support helps us grow and continue bringing you the very best from the world of boxing. The IBF has officially ordered Subriel Matias No. 5 and Gabriel Valenzuela No. 6 to commence negotiations for a light welterweight title eliminator. The winner will secure the No. 1 contender spot to challenge Richardson Hitchens, the newly crowned 140 pounds champion, for his title. For the 32-year-old Matias, this fight represents a significant opportunity to re-enter the world title scene and reclaim the IBF belt he lost over a year ago. His previous defeat came via a 12-round unanimous decision Martin against Liam Paro on June 15th. Known for his relentless punching power and aggressive style, Matias poses a formidable challenge for Valenzuela. However, to have any hope of victory, Gabriel will likely adopt Paro's approach, relying on constant movement, effective clinching, and a variety of disruptive tactics to neutralize Matias' strengths. Critics argue that Paro exploited the referee's leniency in their bout, frequently bending the rules with roughhouse tactics. Despite this, Matias chose to maintain a clean fighting strategy, refraining from engaging in similar behavior. Whether this disciplined approach will evolve in his upcoming matchup remains to be seen. Interestingly, Elvis Rodriguez opted out of facing Matias in this title eliminator, a decision that leaves Rodriguez heading towards a potential fight against Yomer Alamo instead. Jake Donovan has confirmed that the IBF is moving forward with ordering the Matias-Valenzuela negotiations. Gabriel Valenzuela enters this eliminator on a 5-fight winning streak. His most recent loss came in a narrow 12-round unanimous decision to Montana Love on May 2022 in Las Vegas. Valenzuela's other 2 defeats were against William Zepeda and Luis Hernandez Ramos, while his victories over opponents like Yves Ulysses, Steve Spark, Yaez Gabriel Solano, Jesus Cuadro, and Jesus Lopez Perez have helped rebuild his record. Critics note that these fighters lack the elite pedigree necessary to fully test Valenzuela at the highest level. Matias, with his power and relentless pressure, is widely regarded as a heavy favorite. However, Valenzuela's ability to replicate Paro's game plan, using movement, clinches, and disruptive tactics, could create an opening for an upset. The key question is whether Matias has learned to adapt and counter such strategies since his last defeat. As the stage is set for this crucial eliminator, boxing fans will be watching closely to see which of these fighters earns their shot at Richardson Hitchens and the coveted IBF title. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment. Your support helps us grow and continue bringing you the very best from the world of boxing. Negotiations are underway for a potential clash between Frank Martin and Edwin de Los Santos on March 29th at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. The bout is set to feature on the undercard of the highly anticipated Sebastian Fundora vs. Errol Spence event. The weight class for the Martin vs. de Los Santos fight is yet to be finalized, with options being either 135 or 140 pounds. Boxing journalist Fernando Sabatini reported the news, stating, "I have confirmed that Edwin de Los Santos and Frank Martin are in negotiations for a possible fight on March 29th at the MGM in Las Vegas as part of the event on the Fundora Spence card. It could be at 135 or 140 pounds. If the fight materializes, it will mark de Los Santos' first return to the ring since his controversial 12-round unanimous decision loss on November 2023 in Las Vegas. That bout, for the vacant WBC lightweight title, saw de Los Santos face Shakur Stevenson. Fans at the T-Mobile Arena were visibly dissatisfied with Stevenson's excessive movement and clinching, which disrupted the flow of the fight. The boos began as early as the 4th round and persisted through Stevenson's post-fight interview. Many observers felt the decision was unjust, arguing that de Los Santos had landed the more effective punches and deserved at least a draw. Frank Martin is looking to bounce back from his 8th-round knockout loss to WBA lightweight champion Gervonta Davis on June 2024. At the time of the stoppage, Martin was narrowly behind on all 3 judges' scorecards 67-66. His performance against Artem Haryunyan in July 2023 raised questions as well, as Martin needed a strong rally in the championship rounds to secure a unanimous decision victory. This matchup carries high stakes for both fighters, as they are eager to re-establish themselves as contenders in their respective divisions. De Los Santos has been sidelined for 14 months since his defeat to Stevenson, a long layoff that has stalled his momentum. Martin, meanwhile, is seeking redemption after back-to-back struggles in the ring, with both men coming off disappointing results. This fight could be pivotal in determining their futures in the sport. Fans will be eager to see if de Los Santos' speed and power can overwhelm Martin, or if the Ghost can showcase resilience and tactical adjustments to secure a much-needed victory. Subscribe. Please like and comment. This is very important for the development of the channel. See you later.